List, Oxford comma and parallel structures, colons and semicolons by Owen and Momel. Oxford commas. An Oxford comma is the last comma in a list of 3 or more, and is the comma that comes before the conjunction on a list. Here's an example. My favorite things to do on Halloween are to trick-or-treat, carve pumpkins, and this is the Oxford comma, and to party with my friends to finish the sentence. The red here is the conjunction that comes after the Oxford comma, and the blue here is the list of 3 more you need for the Oxford comma to work. Again, you need a list of 3 more for the Oxford comma works, and also it's the last comma in a list, and the one that comes before the conjunction. Here are some examples. People like Halloween because you get free candy, you can dress up in a costume, and this is the Oxford comma here. And to finish it off, it'd be, and you can hang out with all your friends. Something you can dress up for Halloween are a witch, a ghost, here is the Oxford comma, and to finish it off, or a monster. A spooky fact. A fact about the Oxford comma is that you only need to use it if you're writing in certain styles. For example, MLA style, Chicago style, and APA style. You can still use it if you're not writing in this style, but only if your style accepts it. And if the style you're writing in doesn't accept it, you're not able to use it. Parallel structure. A parallel structure is a repetition of a chosen grammatical form within a list. Also, its main importance is to show value with the words. Here's an example. While trick-or-treating, I like running, walking, and jogging to get it done efficiently. The ing in the underlined sentence shows parallel structure because they're in the same grammatical form. Here's some examples. On Halloween, I like to dress up, I like to party, and I like to hand out candy. The underlined and the bolded orange words show that this is in parallel structure because they are in the same grammatical form and show equal value to each other. Another example is I carve pumpkins with a knife, a fork, and a spoon. The underlined and bolded words show a parallel structure because they are in the same grammatical form with the A's and the knife, fork, and spoon, and it shows equal value to each other. Colons and semicolons. What is a colon? A colon is a punctuation mark that looks like 2 periods stacked up in each other, which is usually used to introduce a list or a text, but is also used to give emphasis, to give an example, and can separate 2 clauses just like a semicolon. Here's an example. My 3 favorite Halloween activities are, here's the colon here, trick-or-treat, carve pumpkins, and to dress up. The colon is introducing the list in this example. Here are some more examples. He was going to buy 3 candies for Halloween. Here's the colon here, and to finish it off, Kit Kat, Skittles, and Twix. Another example is he had 3 costume ideas for Halloween. There's the colon here, a wolf, a bear, and a zombie. What is a semicolon? A semicolon is a punctuation mark that looks like a period and a comma stacked up onto each other that joins 2 clauses together. That could be a sentence by itself. It also has a longer pause than a comma, but a shorter pause than a period when speaking or reading it. Here's an example. I have midterms tomorrow. Here's the semicolon. I can't hand out candy. Here are the 2 clauses that the semicolon join. Semicolon. Less often, semicolons can be used in a list. You use a semicolon in a list if the items in the list are long or to separate items in a list. Also, if giving location, you should use a semicolon to be clear. Example. For Halloween, you will need a costume, a bag for candy, and comfortable shoes for trick-or-treating. This is the semicolon, and to finish the list off, you say a knife, a spoon, and a pumpkin for pumpkin carving. You use a semicolon here because the list is long and you want to separate it. Here are some examples. I love trick-or-treating. Here's a semicolon. I went for 3 hours this year. The semicolon here joins the 2 independent clauses together. Owen went trick-or-treating in Vancouver, BC. Noah went trick-or-treating in Port Coquitlam, BC. And John went trick-or-treating in Coquitlam, BC. This is the semicolon here, and it separates the locations to make it more clear. Here are the test questions. What does the Oxford comma come before in a list? I'll give you 10 seconds. It comes before the conjunction. If you got that right, give yourself a mark. What is parallel structure's main importance? I'll give you 10 seconds. To show equal value. If you get that right, give yourself a mark. What is a colon usually used for? I'll give you 10 seconds. To introduce text or lists. What does a semicolon join? Give you 10 seconds. Two independent clauses. What do you need for an Oxford comma to work? Give you 10 seconds. A list of 3 or more. The end. Thank you for listening to our video about Oxford commas, parallel structures, colons, and semicolons.